Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new podcast for Polton Mills channel, joined by B Wilson 92. So, as always, we can question everyone and everything on this segment. So, Polton Real has freedom of speech to say whatever he wishes to discuss, and you can leave your feedback or any comments down below. So, Polton Real, the stage is yours. Take it away.
We've just filmed a 10-minute video before, folks. We're exhausted. Now, within this weekly series, not just current events, but I've noticed that there seems to be a growing trend that's brewing here in the UK and perhaps worldwide. And V Wilson is often a passenger in my car. And I'm grateful that he is. Sorry.
We do take up road trips after all.
We do. Sorry, folks. I've just burped. We've just been sampling foreign food. But this growing new trend is people seem to be driving their cars now with faulty headlights and tail lights. Now, this is basic car maintenance, because if we had sufficient police officers patrolling our roads, the police used to pull people over if people had faulty headlights, because it reduces visibility. Now, you've noticed this as well, haven't you?
Is this a segment that you're interested in, guys? Checking out on Polton Mills channel, car maintenance. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below, because Polton Mills used to do that.
Absolutely. If people want to see some basic car maintenance, I'm happy to film some videos where I test my car battery twice a year with a piece of equipment I have with a tester. It takes 2 minutes. And it is important for people to do that because you don't want to break down over the winter.
So leave your thoughts down in the comments below.
Absolutely. We value feedback from you. But this is a growing trend. So if anybody watching this video drives a car, don't neglect your lights. Test them before your MOT or before the annual inspection. Otherwise, you're going to get ripped off and you're going to have to pay for parts and labour to fix these bulbs, which cost a couple of quid. I have some spare bulbs in the back of my car. I've paid $2.99 for them, for example. So check your car regularly. Check the engine dipstick. Check the fluids. Check the brakes are working for it. It's basic car maintenance. We don't follow the crowd like everybody else. Unemployment has increased in the UK. And the speculation that Rachel Reeves is going to jack up taxes even more. Now, Keir Starmer and Rachel Reeves decided, we've got a £22 billion black hole, which we inherited from the Conservatives. And now, apparently, we've got about another 20 billion black hole. You know, who's going to pay for this Ukraine war? That's never ending. People are just sick and tired of paying more taxes, and we're not receiving value for money. Public services in this country are still crap, for example, and people are getting fed up of it. Maybe it's time for Keir Starmer to ditch net zero, which is a farce, but Rachel Reeves and this Labour circus continue. But nevertheless, Reform UK, they don't have any plans apart from immigration. What other plans do they have? Nobody knows. They're a one-trick pony. And the Conservatives are just completely irrelevant altogether. So what a circus. Many councils now, my final point, are removing the St George flag on headlights and streetlights. Now, this is not racism, folks, but when the far right are installing flags from streetlights, technically that's criminal damage. A person is guilty of effectively dishonesty. You get the point. But hanging flags on streetlights is public property. People should know better, but the far right seem to be taking over. And my final point, folks, is this is quite funny. The former Brexit Party MEP is a man called Nathan Gill, and I think he actually works for Reform UK. And he has now been exposed. He was taking bribes from Mr. Putin to expose Russian propaganda when they worked in the European Parliament throughout the Brexit Party. So does Nigel Farage take bribes from Russia? You decide. Follow the money, baby. Money talks. So those are my thoughts. I am not political in any way, but I'm going to hold all parties, politicians accountable. V. Wilson, what are your thoughts on these
That's it, yeah.
subjects?
Interesting discussion points there, and as always, question everyone and everything. So, Paulton Reel's mantra at play here in this podcast discussion, guys.
Yeah, I mean, we could have a separate debate. All these plastic patriots flying their flags from streetlights, it's criminal damage. But what is a patriot anyway? Waving a flag or somebody that cares about their community? It's a separate topic, but these are just my thoughts. You may agree or disagree. Be respectful or be sent to Banville. Yup!